It's Rob Coven, Dan O'Donnell, and we've both been on merch for, in my case, 6 months, in Dan's case,
I don't know. Let me think.
9?
Maybe, yeah,
Something
I
like
think
9.
I got in maybe maybe November.
Right, and before Christmas, and there was a little bit of a lull at Christmas as Amazon stopped people uploading. However, what I think is interesting to talk about, by the way, Dan, that's the camera.
You just read my mind.
Is the trajectory of, how quickly things improve in terms of your sales. So, for example, I looked at my stats and I sold 1 month, 1 the next, 10 the next, 30 the next, 60 the next, and I'm on just been tiered up to 500.
Right.
And you've got a few months on me, and you've had sort of similar type.
I think, I was thinking too about that 500 tier up. I could be wrong. I don't have all the tiers exactly memorized, but I think percentage-wise, that's the biggest one.
Yeah, it's a big jump from 100 to 500.
When you go from
it?
25 to 100, you quadruple. When you go from 100 to 500, you're quintupling, and then after that, I think you just kind of like double or
Yeah,
or
1,000.
less.
So that's a double. Yeah.
And then
so,
I think it might be 1,000, which is a double, and then like 1,500, which is less than a double.
Yeah.
It's still a lot more shirts, but I think that's the biggest one.
Yeah, I think so, because with 500 designs, you can really. I mean, I'm really enjoying it because I'm uploading 10, and I can sort of experiment, which you can't do when you've got 10 shirts.
Right. Yeah, that's how I felt too. I thought like, hey, I can just try whatever seems funny or fun or interesting to me.
Yeah.
And
do a few options of the same type of idea.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, yeah, if you have one that, I mean, even if you don't initially do, say, like 3 different variations, if you have one that's doing well, say, oh, well, I did, black letters on a white background. Let's try, light letters on a dark background.
Yeah.
Let's try a different font. Let's try, distressed you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. No, so I've been improving the ones that are already doing well. That's exactly another thing that you can do on 500 that you couldn't do in the early days. In the early days, it was a bit frustrating, but it's great to see how we've both moved past that frustration.
You can also move down, like, as an example, I don't really do golf shirts. I don't think you do either, but say you have a golf shirt that's doing pretty well. Okay, and you can go and then do like speed golf or
crazy golf.
What's that? Is that a thing?
It's a thing for kids that you go up.
Like
castles, mini golf.
Yeah.
You call it
so
mini golf.
Then you can go off into like the smaller niches if your general golf shirt does well, and you can try them all.
Or swing, the range and putting.
Or you can combine it with things like people that golf in Texas, or women golfers, or senior golfers, or
wives of golfers.
Yeah.
I'm a golf widow or something.
Yeah.
So absolutely, it does all get better. But how do you get there? I was wanting to talk a little bit about, obviously not going into too much detail on specifics, but the sort of shirts that you find are selling well. Why don't you start on that one?
Okay, so, well, first of all, like, where I've learned, because I guess people watching this are the type of people that are out there looking for information. So I didn't have a whole lot of original ideas. A lot of things I heard on podcasts, I watched YouTube videos, Facebook groups. Those are probably my top 3. I bet, well, actually I've read a little bit on Reddit, which I think could be really good too. But listening to people like Elaine Haney, what's her thing? Merch Entrepreneur podcast?
Well, I'm not sure, but we can look it up.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great.
Lisa Irby is great.
Lisa Irby, Jacob Topping.
And Jacob Topping talks about like all the platforms. Which not many people get into details. He's the most detailed on the big picture of print on demand that I found, and he has a book which we bought, and it's great. So I recommend that too. Anyway, so what I heard a lot from all those different people is they do a lot of text designs. You want it to stand out when people are going through Amazon. It doesn't just show your shirt like on their whole screen. It's little thumbnails, and if your script is small or if people can't tell what it is in the thumbnail, you're really unlikely to get a click.
So high contrast, bold, legible fonts, even the interesting fonts but still legible.
Maybe bright colors, which you have to weigh that against, if you make it orange and pink and blue, it might catch their eye, but they're probably not going to wear it.
Yeah, and you've got to be very careful about the background shirt color that you choose if you're doing orange, pink, and blue. You know.
Yeah, well, and the funny thing is too, like Amazon just chooses that for you as far as the thumbnail.
Yeah, but you can choose the 6.
Right. Yeah.
Or those,
Isn't it 5?
Is it 5 or 6?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you choose your 5 colors that you want
Yeah.
to be available, but then Amazon just picks one.
Indeed.
I don't think anybody knows how they choose
Yeah.
that. So, you know, it might not be on your favorite color at first, but once some sales start happening, it will probably start displaying the popular color, which is good.
I didn't realize they changed.
I think that's true.
Uh-huh.
I've seen mine change a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really that analytical. That's probably a question for Jacob Topping.
Yeah, someone who really goes into it in detail.
Yeah, Jacob has like the approach of like a CPA or an engineer
Uh-huh.
to this stuff, which is great for me because I value it, but I don't enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
So I'll ride on his coattails with stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you say text, but I find text with one simple kind of silhouetted image. That's why I say silhouetted, in that it's kind of like an outline or very simple. I mean, if it does have detail, the detail's very simple because again, it's got to print well on the t-shirt, and people have got to see it at that size on the. You know.
I think that's totally true as far as like if you're optimizing for the thumbnail image to get clicks. But on the other hand, I do have a lot of shirts that are really not that. They're very intricate, very colorful, lots of small details. And I haven't seen any bad feedback or reviews.
That's true.
I haven't heard anybody saying like the print quality sucks, the fine details don't show up. I haven't heard that. So
yeah. But
Yeah.
I still think in the ones that they, even if they are very colourful, they're still blocks of colour rather than very sort of wishy-washy gradients like a painting or a photograph, you know, and not like a photograph of you and me here on a t-shirt. You know, that wouldn't sell, Dan. Honestly, it really wouldn't.
I've sold stuff like that.
Oh right, okay.
So I mean, in general, what you're saying is how most people approach it, and I think because I got on a higher tier and I was more up for experiment.
Yeah.
I just tried some of that stuff,
Right.
and like
Okay.
really like faint colors and like pastels.
Right.
I've definitely sold stuff like that. So
Yeah, pastels do good. I mean, pastels do good as well, but they've got to be in on the right background, and you've got to be careful. So, like a nice pastel, you know, colors that are shining through a good font, or in a good illustration that are again on a black T-shirt, so they show up.
I guess like I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. Like these are all good fundamentals, but then there are like exceptions to those rules. So. Like we were talking actually right before we started rolling this, I like to experiment and try things, and if it doesn't work, you didn't have to buy any inventory. You can always take the shirt down if you want.
That's the beauty of it.
If you don't do that, Amazon will take it down for you if it doesn't sell. I think it's 90 days now.
Yeah.
It used to be less.
I've got a few coming up. Actually,
Yeah,
I
so
noticed.
really the only thing you're risking is occupying one of your slots, and if your slots aren't full anyway, then there's basically no risk.
Yeah.
And so, like, I have some designs that I just really wasn't sure about, but I thought, what the heck, because it was, you know, kind of related to something else that was working for me or whatever. You know, people have varied interests, and, you know, if you're doing the black and white, high contrast golf shirt, and then you try the crazy oil painting style or a photograph.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, it's another benefit of us being on the 500th tier. So
Right.
So good to be able to
Yeah,
say
so-
that.
so
But
if you're on the
people,
10th tier-
people who are on the 10th tier or 25th.
Yeah, you probably don't want to risk half your slots with stuff that is kind of an experiment or a risk.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, the only risk to that, again, you're not losing money. You're just delaying your tier ups.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
when I was at the 10 and the 25, actually I was never on the 10 because it didn't exist when I started. So I was on 25, and I was going for more of the Sherbets. You know, I was actually using shirts that I previously, like a few years ago, had put on Teespring.
Yeah.
And a couple of those I knew sold, and I knew they would sell, and they did. And those there were just a couple designs that pretty much got me out of that 25 tier, mostly with like maybe 3 designs.
Yeah,
So,
I think a lot of people say that actually. That is,
Yeah.
so there is a kind of an 80-20 thing going on generally, even with my shirts now.
And honestly, now it's less that way for me.
Well, it would be because there's probably more. I mean, there's a lot that sell once every month, or twice.
And there's a lag because I don't know. It's been about a month ago now. I got done almost filling up my 500 designs, and so it takes each design a little time to get momentum. So most of my designs have been up like a little over a month now, and about 100 of them have been up for like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing now, last month we just did the math. I sold 140 something shirts, like maybe 143 or so, and just going from memory, the top single design sold 12, and that was actually in one day.
Okay. Yeah, that was.
So it's not like my
freak.
top shirt is selling 50 and the next one's selling 40 and then I've got some ones.
Yeah.
It's like there was a 12, which was kind of a freak occurrence, and then I might have had like and a 10 and an 8 and a 7, and then it was just a bunch of like 1s and 2s and 3s, really. So it was pretty spread out.
Yeah.
And that's partly a result. I don't chase like the holidays or the eclipse or whatever the big current thing is. Like St. Patrick's Day was huge.
Yeah. Halloween now, but I agree because I do the same sort of thing. So I do evergreen type issues at the moment. There's enough of them out there. I would actually like to do a few events, cultural events like Halloween, just to try my hand at it now that I'm on 500.
Some of my evergreen designs also have those kind of keywords in there. So, like I have a shirt that's about bats, and it's not a Halloween specific shirt, but I do have Halloween in there.
Yeah.
Because around Halloween, there are some more people that might buy it.
Yeah.
Like some scientist or somebody that's really into bats might buy it any time of year.
Yeah. A bat person.
Well, it's a small niche, but it's there.
No, it's true.
And
butterflies.
But at Halloween, more people are interested.
Yeah.
So I threw the Halloween keyword in there.
That's interesting. Can we talk about keywords a little bit as well? Actually?
Yeah, and sure. I'm definitely not the expert here, but
no. Actually, I'm not either. And I did write. I'll tell you something that I can't remember if I told you before, but I did actually write to Amazon with an example of everything, like the product title, the brand name, the 2 bullet points, and the description. And I said, "Is this okay? Am I comment stuffing?" And they didn't help.
and some robot deleted it.
Yeah.
The typical Amazon, you got no answer, or you got 3 different answers.
No, it was just something I was worried about, and they said no, we can't give you an opinion on specifics like that, and just put me through to the FAQ.
Yeah.
Which
I'm sorry, did you click the help button? We're not here to actually help.
No.
I mean, not to bash on Amazon, but good lord, like
well, yeah,
God.
yeah. Sometimes you get a good answer, sometimes you don't.
Or sometimes you get 5 answers from different people.
Yeah, we have 5 different things. Yeah. So it is all open to interpretation, and I'm worried about whether I'm, keyword stuffing a little bit. So if you're, for example, doing a shirt about a bat, you say bat, batty, bat thing, Batman, Halloween, all the different spellings. I mean, is that what you're trying? Should we be careful and to make it readable for a human being as well as good for a computer that we want to?
I kind of try to do both. I try not to make it like just a list of words, but if you structure sentences the right way, you can put a lot of keywords in there. Like maybe your title's a little shorter, but in the bullet points especially, you can say perfect shirt for professors, scientists, teachers, lawyers, engineers, whoever it applies to, right? And so, I mean, there's nothing wrong grammatically with saying perfect for and then listing a few things with commas.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
And you do that in the bullet point, or the description?
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe I kind of might do that a little bit in the title. And also, you learn little tricks because you've only got so many characters. So you use the ampersand instead of writing and.
Yeah.
Try to save your characters for the important stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And also, on another point, I've noticed looking at Merch Informer that sometimes really good selling T-shirts don't have quite short titles and short bullets and not really keyword optimized. So it's maybe something that we I don't know. So we don't know, do we? Because we can't be sure.
Well, yeah, I wonder that a little bit too. Like, if your title is 3 words versus, I don't know, 15 or however many you can fit, do they weight those 3 words more heavily? Like, if you have a cat shirt, and you're putting in like all the Latin names for cats and any related word you can think of, does that dilute the word cat or kitten or whatever your main keyword is?
That's a good point.
Or if it's about a black cat and then you list everything you can think of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if I was Amazon, I might look at it that way. Or if I was writing the algorithm.
Yeah. We really don't know. It's a difficult one as well. I mean, the other thing that I've learned from FBA is that Amazon weight different spellings of words separately, which is completely different from Google SEO. So with Google SEO, you can't if you say
like color O-U-R or O-R.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, there would be no point in doing that for Google
because Google already knows.
Because Google already knows. However, Amazon, you should do that for Amazon. I'm not saying you should do, but Amazon's A2, I think, algorithm doesn't account for those similar meaning words. So if you put them all in somewhere, they will help you. That's something I've heard from FBA SEO. So there's something to think about there. Yeah, it's a tricky area.
Yeah, and like if somebody's on the 10 tier right now, the important thing isn't researching all these little details really.
No, exactly.
It's just maxing out your slots, getting the shirts up, seeing what works. I might be missing out on some great keywords and I don't even know that. But the way I look at it, I could spend twice as much time on each design, like managing and researching keywords and testing, and I could upload the same design twice with 2 different titles and A/B test or whatever, or I could just load twice as many designs, get them out there. It's like I look at a lot of like fishing. You do not catch fish when your hooks are not in the water. It doesn't, like, if you're sitting there all day tying a fly, or you spend.
I thought you were talking about a t-shirt idea,
no.
For example.
But I mean, if you're spending all your time at the bait shop, asking the guy that owns it what the best bait is, the guy who put a freaking hot dog on a hook and went to the beach and actually threw it in the water is more likely to catch a fish than you at home reading a book about how to catch fish.
Yeah.
Just go catch the fish. Get your hook in the water.
Go out there and upload images and put them on t-shirts.
Yes.
I think that's great. I think that's a great point.
A friend of mine on Facebook, hence this isn't probably everybody's target market, but she lives in Thailand and she's Chinese. And I saw a picture of her on a hike on Facebook from like last weekend or whatever, and her shirt said "the." So if you're overthinking your designs, it's time to get them live.
Yeah.
You can always take them down later and change them out, but if you can't think of an idea right now, I challenge you to put "the" on a shirt and see if it sells.
Dan O'Donnell.
That is more likely to sell than your design that is not uploaded.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I think there's a problem with business that you can get too into it. You don't see the wood for the trees. Definitely go in and try these niches and try and make great shirts, great looking shirts.
And another thing that might hold people back is they think their design is like ugly or something. They go, maybe I should hire somebody to do like a professional graphic designer. Da, da, da. Yeah, like maybe later, but just go through the process, get used to uploading.
Yeah.
Get used to whatever. I mean, I have some of my early designs. After a month or two, I look back and I'm like, man, I'm going to take those down. They don't look that good. I don't think they're going to sell. But it was valuable for me to go through the motions and,
Yeah. No, I think definitely that you're absolutely right there, Dan. It's just get them up there.
It's not the same as like if you're going to open a brick and mortar t-shirt business and you're going to put a deposit down and pay some rent and you have to buy racks and you have to hire employees and like you better be reasonably sure that you know what you're doing when you start because you have risk. But with this, you don't.
It's no risk. It's no risk and it's no time as well. You start off, you can't really spend more than an hour every day on merch when you're starting out.
Yeah, I mean, what would you be doing?
I mean, so you just start. That's the best advice, isn't it? Just to start, and then if you're on the 10th, fill up the slots as quickly as you can, and then wait a bit, and then maybe delete some and fill up some more.
And you know what else? Say you're on the 10 and you've got them all full right now, and you're waiting around for your next tier up or whatever. My favorite shirt site, other than merch, my favorite platform right now is Redbubble. So you can put up as many as you want on Redbubble, and you're not going to get the sales volume on Redbubble that you will on merch. But if it sells on Redbubble, it's pretty sure going to sell on merch.
Yeah, actually, and I think that's a good. Even if you haven't been accepted on merch, I think it's a good idea to start creating designs for Redbubble, and create them in the 4500 by 5400. You know, might as well do that size, and then you've got them ready for when you get accepted.
And then, I mean, if you upload, not to intimidate anybody, but if you upload like 50 or 100 designs, and you only have like 5 or 10 of them that sell before you get accepted to merch, you know
there's the first 10, 5 or 10,
you know which ones to load first. You've tested a little bit.
Absolutely.
And I would say, you know, if it doesn't sell in the first month or two on Redbubble, that does not mean it won't sell on merch, because merch gets way more traffic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've got designs that have sold on merch that have not sold on Redbubble, even though they've been sitting there for months. So it's not the design. It's just, and Redbubble, it's great. I do like it, but I make about half as much on a shirt sale.
Yeah.
I make something like $3.50 on a $20 shirt sale versus
and about
$7.
About 5% of the sales.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
In Amazon.
And, you know, I sell more stickers than any other product, and I upped my margin rate, so I make $1 on a sticker at Redbubble now, or more, depending on what the retail price is. But yeah, I've sold throw pillows, tank tops. They have bigger selection. So like, maybe if somebody out there represents like an actual brand or a sports team or something, merch you can only do t-shirts right now. So if you want to do posters or coffee cups or tank tops or long sleeve shirts or a duvet or whatever, you can do all that on Redbubble. And then there's Cafe Press and Zazzle
So just do it. Actually, if you're sitting here watching this, you should just be uploading shirts, and that's probably what we should be doing as well. So.
I can't right now.
No, let's go to the beach then.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm suspended.
Yeah, I didn't want.
I made a video about it.
Oh yeah, I know you did, but
I'm lowering the credibility of your show.
Yeah, no, but you'll get it back. Don't worry. We can talk about that in another video.
Cool. Are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Okay.
But thanks very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Because you said everything that I wanted to say.
Can I plug my stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I have a YouTube channel, and it's just Dan O'Donnell. If you just search Dan O'Donnell merch, you'll find some of my merch videos.
Two N's, two L's.
Yeah, and that's lately most of my videos are about merch. I talk about other things too, but
I'll put a link to it.
Okay, cool, thanks. And I have a podcast also, which so if you use iTunes or Stitcher, you can watch the YouTube video if you want, or if you want, you can listen at Stitcher, iTunes, and that's OD on Life. And again, about my last few episodes are about merch.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks for that, Dan.
Yeah, thanks for letting me plug.
Thanks for coming on the show,
and leave a comment, right?
Yeah.
Like, I actually, you know what? Honestly, I have to say, I think when I make videos, I get feedback that they're helpful.
Yeah.
But people have actually taught me a lot in the comments.
Yeah.
Because they'll correct me, like something I said was not quite right, and they'll say it in the comments, which has helped me a lot.
Yeah. Do you know what you should say, actually? This is a bit of YouTube advice. We started on merch, now we're at YouTube. This is something I've learned from Jerry Banfield. He says it at the beginning of the video, because nobody watches this bit at the end. He said, do you like me talking about this subject? If so, please thumbs up the video. If you don't like it, thumb down it and leave a comment, because even if you thumbs down something, it's good on YouTube.
For the ranking?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because at least
controversial.
It's controversial, yeah. So that's what he says every video in the beginning, in the first minute.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you could pick something really divisive, like, if you like Trump, thumbs up this video. If you hate Trump, thumbs down this video, and then you rise to the top.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly. Yeah. So a bit of actually you could use that on a shirt, couldn't you? So anyway, thank you very much, Dan, and thank you very much for listening. Please give me a thumbs up if you're watching this on YouTube, and subscribe to my channel. And goodbye from Phuket.
Good luck.